Good morning, everyone. We are going to get started. Thank you all for coming out to 1 Million Cups. It's great to see you this morning. Is there anyone who's here for the first time? Well, thank you for coming out. Just to give you kind of a rundown of how 1 Million Cups works, we have two companies who are going to come up and pitch their company or their idea. They have 6 minutes to pitch, and at the end of that 6 minutes, we'll start clapping. It's nothing personal. It's just you have 6 minutes and it's time to get on. So then after that, we have 15 to 20 minutes of question and answer. So while they're talking about their company, be thinking about any questions that you may have for them, and then you'll get an opportunity to ask them that question while they're on stage. If we run out of time and you don't get a chance to ask your question, the presenters will hang out afterwards so you can go to them and network, ask your questions. 1 Million Cups is started by the Kaufman Foundation, and right now there are hundreds of 1 Million Cups going on right now, and that's why it's called 1 Million Cups, because the goal is to drink 1 million cups of coffee and have 1 million conversations each Wednesday. So I'm not sure where we are on that 1 million cup scale this year, but thank you for coming out and helping us do our part. If you can take a moment and download our app and check in with us, it's a way for you to give feedback to the companies, give feedback to us, the community, and then also connect with the people who are here today and just learn more about what's going on through all the updates. And we are going to start this morning with Melvin from Chair Hub. How we do here in Dallas is we stand up and we give everyone a warm welcome to the stage. So I want to invite Melvin up with Chair Hub.
Hello, how everybody doing this morning? My name is Melvin Johnson. I am the inventor of Chair Hub. The word Chair Hub, when you hear that word, what comes to mind? Anybody? One? Okay. Well, Chair Hub, before I let you know exactly what is Chair Hub, I want to introduce myself. My name is Melvin Johnson. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I am also known as Mr. Gadget Man. I have 20 years of experience in barbering. Sometimes a haircut just doesn't have your clients coming back. Sometimes the experience can also determine if your client's coming back or not. A haircut with me is a haircut. A haircut with them is just a haircut. The service that I provide is, for my barber chair, you get to watch TV, play video games, you're equipped with Bluetooth speakers, LED lights, all for my chair. I call that experience going the extra mile. That's how I came up with Chair Hub. Some of the features of Chair Hub is Bluetooth speakers, LED lights, microphone jack, and a USB charging port. It also is fully customizable. I would like to get a licensing deal with some of the sports teams, which is NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. It also can be used as an advertisement or marketing tool. Now, let's see what Chair Hub is. Chair Hub is a decorative form that will be snapped over the base of any pedestal chair or office computer chair. It enables individuals and companies to bring their brand to life through an authentic appeal. Cost and pricing. This is the estimated production cost. Manufacturing costs $4 to $5. Wholesale price $8 to $10. Retail $16 to $20. With there being over 90,000 barber and beauty salon shops in the U.S. alone, the market is huge. Over $20 billion in revenue being made. Not only that, Chair Hub extends to your residence, place of business. Again, what can the community do for me? Which is 1 million cups. I need mentorship. This is my first pitch, my first product. So right now, I'm looking for a team that can help me launch Chair Hub. It's just me. I've been working this by myself. I'm kind of cornered because I only know so much, but I'm willing to learn. I'm here to just put a team together to help me market and push Chair Hub, who sees the same vision as I see for my product, which is Chair Hub. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure I got a lot more time, good 6 minutes, but with that being said, I'm done and I'm ready to answer all the questions that I have for me. Thank you.
We're going to open up the floor for questions. We're going to open up the floor for questions. So our first question is always, what can community do for you? And he's answered that a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and go to the question to the audience. If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll bring you the microphone.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. Do you have a prototype, or do you have a product yet, or
right now,
is it made yet?
Prototype is in the process of being made. I wish I would have had it here today, but it's not quite done yet. I could have brought it with wires hanging out, but it's not presentable yet. But actually, the prototype is being made right now.
This is kind of part question, part suggestion.
Okay.
Do you have access to any information that can tell you what the lifetime value is of a customer of a barbershop, right? It's like, so how many cuts over time if you keep them, what it is on average, and then what it is if you create a good experience? Because if you have that at the beginning of that presentation, I think everybody's gonna be like, okay, you know what I mean? So I normally make X over the life of somebody that comes into my chair. If I connect with them, I make X plus Y. That's my question. Like, do you have any of that research? Because that, do you know what I'm saying? Like, now you're making a financial pitch to the people you're selling to. Like, you can increase your revenue. Yeah. So if you're selling to a barbershop,
Yes.
you can go in and say, look, we found that you're going to make X more than you would make if you didn't have this.
Yes, because Chair Hub is a digital form that will bring advertisement and lighten up your shop. Just say we walk by right now, all the base of the barber chairs are chrome. Now with the Chair Hub being there, it draws attention. So it also brings customers in, even if it's just to ask, hey, wow, this is pretty neat. They might sit down and get a haircut just because of you having that authentic peel on the bottom of your chair, which draws your customers in. Hopefully that answers the question.
Anybody else have any questions?
Question, correct me if I'm wrong, this is not to actually enhance experience of the customer. This is to provide an additional revenue stream for the barbershop. Is that correct? As advertising piece?
Actually, it's for both. We have a Bluetooth device where your client can also link some to any Bluetooth device to where you can listen to music. So it gives your customer an experience while they sitting there getting their haircut. Sometimes it takes 30 to 45 minutes. This is entertainment for the customer, so it can make your haircut smooth while you wait.
Within that mat that you put in, is a Bluetooth device within that mat, whatever advertising piece?
Yes, it also comes with a USB charging port where you can charge up any device, which is your cell phone, tablets, whatever that has a USB charging port. It also has a microphone to where you can call out for your next client. Microphone jack. Not only is it for the barber chair, it also for the office computer chair, residence, place of business, anything. So it goes beyond the barber shop. It goes to your place of residence and your business. I also want to launch an app to where some of them are digital. With the Chair Hub app, it allows you to go in your phone and program. So you won't have to be stuck with just one brand. You can download the app and you can customize your name, the next client, whoever is next in line. You don't have to, hey, you next. They should be able to look at the bottom of the chair and say who's next. So it enhances communication skills.
How's it going, man? Nice pitch.
Thank you.
My question is, do you have any plans or ideas for marketing and advertising?
Right now, I don't. It's just me, so I'm doing the best I can do. This is my first pitch. I applaud 1 Million Cup for letting me do this today, but I'm looking for a team that I can put together to help me with what I don't know. So.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were kind of had ideas of more of a, you go and in person visit the places you want to sell to, or if you were going to try to use like YouTube
Yes.
and Facebook and all of those
Yes,
type of things.
that's where I'm at now. I have orders, but I don't have the product.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking for a manufacturing company, someone that can help me to extend Chair Hub to the next level. So I want to do as much as I can do. So again, that's why I'm trying to put a team together to what I don't know can help me, because I'm always willing to learn. I listen, and I just want to make Chair Hub ready.
Whose phone is ringing?
It might be mine, so I'm bad.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead, just go turn it off, it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, you're fine. Can I make a comment, since I have the mic? Just thinking about marketing, Melvin, and the different color schemes and letters and things like that, for the t-shirt you have now, I think it's great that you're wearing a t-shirt that's showing Chair Hub, and then you have the hat as well, so the brand
Yes.
sticks out. One thing to consider, and perhaps this will happen when you get a marketing person to help you, is what fonts mean. So when I see this one on the t-shirt, it looks like it's for children.
Okay. That's what I want to make it look like, a fun thing. I don't just want to be just serious with it. I want to create something that's fun.
Okay.
Because I believe if you have fun with it and you love it, it will sell more than just something that's dull.
Okay. Again, with color schemes and with letters, fonts, and everything, there's a psyche that comes with all of it. I don't know all the details. A brand manager would be able to help with that. And then the Chair Hub on the hat is a different text than what's on the shirt. So just to kind of make things match. Does that make sense?
Say that again?
Sorry. The hat, Chair Hub,
Okay.
is completely different than the t-shirt.
The color scheme?
So from a brand perspective, like a brand manager would say that the brand on the shirt should match the brand on the hat.
Okay. I have several shirts. I have several hats, which is different color. Me, I like bright colors, because bright colors brighten my day. So,
Right, so I think it's awesome. So it's not, I'm not in any chance saying, I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all. I think it's fantastic if you've decided that this is the color scheme and then you have a reason why behind it. I'm just I'm letting you know that when you do connect with a brand manager, the first thing they're gonna talk about is what's the experience that the customer that sits in the barber's chair is getting, right? Like Uber has a reason why they decided to make their logo the way it looks. Every single brand, Capital Factory has decided to make their brand look like this for a reason, and the deck has done the same thing. And even if they change the colors, like you might see blue for the deck, or you see it in black and white, there's still something that's consistent about it, and it's the letters, the font doesn't change. So just something to think about as you're in the branding stage.
Great recommendation.
All right, we have time for a few more questions.
I'll take the microphone anyway, so thanks for your presentation. Hey mate, my kids get their hair cut at one of those things where they sit in a little car and they watch a movie, so that's where my head went to when I saw that. So is there the equivalent for adults, and what does that cost? Like the place I get my hair cut is an old traditional barber shop, and you get what you pay for, obviously. So they've got nothing. They've got a bunch of porno mags to keep people amused or whatever, men's magazines, and then you sit in your chair, your hair's cut in 10 minutes, then you're out. But I presume that there's other top-end kind of barbershops that have you sitting in a Recaro chair and you've got like 360. Does that exist? Do you know what the top end of the barber's seat market looks like in Dallas?
So you asking, does Chair Hub exist anywhere?
No. So if you, what's your competition? I guess is my question.
Right now, I don't have any competition. I'm the first. I didn't do my research. I have other teams who done research for me. Right now, I don't have any competition. I'm the first to actually do this.
I find that hard to believe, actually. I don't know if anybody here goes to a different place where, because there's lots of gimmick haircutting places. Some have got ladies dressed up as sports teams or whatever, and there's I'd like to see what other things people are doing. Like I know those exist. To say, okay, well, I'm going to hit the barbers market with a product that's going to get people's attention. So it's not ladies dressed up in cheerleaders outfits cutting your hair. It's not whatever it is. It's this thing. So that's my only thought.
But I can promise you, there's nothing out there that's like that. Barbers been around for many years. We didn't wipe the base of the barber chair every day, but I can promise you, there's nothing out there that's like this. And the variations are even crazier than Chair Hub. The variations considered as Tree Hub, which is an electronic hub device for a Christmas tree. Now, what we used to are a skirt, but now Chair Hub allows me to extend my product, which is Tree Hub. It's an electronic hub device, which I'm trying to replace the skirt from the bottom of a Christmas tree with the electronic hub device, where you can connect your Bluetooth device to the bottom of the Chair Hub device, where you can listen to your Christmas carols. You can also get a custom album and also have LED projector lights, which project off your wall different Christmas ornaments and so on and so on, which is Tree Hub. It is an electronic hub device. Chair Hub is just one of the products that's coming from an electronic hub device. So there are many variations.
All right, we have time for just a few more questions, but before we get to that, could you talk a little bit about your patent?
Right now, patent pending. I've been doing this for like 5 months now. We did our research. Again, we haven't found anything like that, anything that's close to it. So patent pending right now.
So, and just a question, if I'm a barber, how does this bring value to my shop? How do I bring more people into the shop? I get the experience thing, especially with the Bluetooth, but with the Bluetooth, you have to connect, reconnect every time somebody in and out of the chair. So as a barber, how does this create value for my shop? Have you thought about it from an advertising standpoint? Because I am a brand manager. So have you thought about it from that standpoint?
Yes. Okay, I cut her in the barber shop. I asked the client, what's the name of my shop? He couldn't tell me. But just imagine if we had it on every chair in the barber shop, it's gonna click. Now, you know the name of the shop because you walk by, you don't have to no longer just look up. It's everywhere. So you would know the name of the shop.
But maybe you might want to think about like expanding that. So if I'm in the barbershop, I already know where I'm at.
Yes.
But you have small retailers, small stores, small shops, all of this stuff in the community, in the neighborhood, that this could provide ad space for them. That's real time. So have you thought about any of those type of concepts?
No, not right now, but Chair Hub is actually a device that's customizable to your appeal. You might want to put your brand on it, your name. And the Bluetooth speaker is actually for, in the barbershop, where you can call out your next client. So the Bluetooth speaker to me would mainly be for the office computer chair, where you sitting at your desk, you want to listen to music, you have a microphone jack, which you can do karaoke. So I have a microphone jack outlet, which allows you might want to sing. You might have the next Beyonce or whoever it might be, but that's it.
All right, we have time for one more question.
So, amazing pitch. I just want to piggyback off the question that this gentleman asked, and it's going to be with regards to your experience, and you've been a barber. So what are some of the ways that you retain customers? Why did customers come back to you?
Why do customers come back to me? Because I'm different. Like I say, a haircut with them is just a haircut. A haircut with me is an experience. Not only you get your haircut, you get to watch TV, play video games, and etc. So I'm just different. I like going the extra mile and making my clients feel that more important than just coming to me for a haircut. I might get some that just want to talk. I want that relationship. I don't just want to be your barber.
So if that's the case, how much of a difference do you think Chair Hub will make compared to what you're doing right now?
Chair Hub, it will make the shop get more business. So it's just not about your client, it's about the shop pulling in more customers, doing an authentic appeal. It just makes your shop more classy than what it is today. Like we have Sports Clips, which is a known barbershop. Just imagine if Sports Clip had NBA teams on the bottom of all their chairs. It'll make it that more appealing to the customers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's all the time we have for questions.
Thank you, Melvin. At this time, I want to thank our sponsors. So I'll start with Capital Factory and the deck. The space we're in right now is Capital Factory, and they are an accelerator program. They have a lot of different things for entrepreneurs and people in the tech space. So if you want to learn more about them, they have some people here. Also, the Dallas Entrepreneur Center is a place for entrepreneurs of any different sector to come and find resources, find help for building your business. Also with Capital Factory, we have Oren, who will Oren will not be giving tours today. We are giving tours today, but if you want to have a tour, Oren will come up after and explain a little bit more about that. They also offer free co-working on Wednesdays in the downstairs area after 1 Million Cups. So if you need a place to kind of hang out, network, get your work done while you're here, feel free to do that. Also want to thank Michael Bruner, our video sponsor, and also a wonderful team member of ours for recording all of our pitches and uploading them to YouTube. If you want to listen to one of the pitches again or share it, they are all up on YouTube and you can send those links out. I would like to, oh, here you are. Stand and welcome in with me.
Test. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for the applause. Really appreciate that. I was expecting that towards the end of the presentation, but it's always good to start off. Anyways, did you know that 1 in every 13 Americans suffered from irreparable vision loss? It's a pretty staggering number. All right, next, thank you. That figure is staggering because it accounts to almost 25.5 million Americans that suffer from blindness or vision impairment. It is a staggering number. And I'm sure most of us have experienced waking up in the middle of the night to go grab some water or go into the restroom and running into something and injuring yourself. I've certainly had that. And having been a volunteer at blind schools, I have seen firsthand how difficult it is for something as simple as moving from one place to another is. We are Sahai, and my name is Maitreya. And as I said, in my experience, I've seen a lot of individuals face injuries and also injure themselves due to overhead obstacles. A lot of obstacles that go undetected, that are above your waist height. There is a steep learning curve associated with existing solutions, and more importantly, living in that constant fear for safety, having to depend on somebody else to get from point A to point B. What's worse is that research, surveys, and statistics have shown us that existing solutions such as canes and service dogs do not prevent accidents, injuries, tumbles, or falls. And so let me ask you this. What if there was a product that can detect and recognize obstacles around you and provide the user with the feedback that provides them with a sense of their surroundings? What if that same product could provide you with live public transit updates? So imagine this, with the press of a button, you get Uber or Lyft to your spot, nothing else. And more importantly, what if there was a product that broke the stigma associated with canes and service dogs? And there is, and we call it Sahai. It is a pair of smart glasses embedded with ultrasonic sensors, a camera, and GPS unit that provides all the services that I've just mentioned above. Let's take a look at our competitors and see where we place compared to them. Some of the common competitors that we have are service dogs and smart canes, which are relatively in the expensive side of the spectrum, but aren't as effective. And then there are canes, which are cheap, but again, not effective because they don't provide obstacle updates or detection that is above the waist height. And so we found an opportunity to be in the spectrum where we are effective, but at the same time affordable enough. And the way we do this is following this business plan. We sell our product for $199. We've also considered a $15 monthly subscription fee to keep the GPS services active. Our fixed costs currently are about $50K for the infrastructure development, back-end software, and the architecture, with a variable cost of $40 per unit as far as cost of goods sold are concerned, which puts us in a great position because we can break even around 315 units. We started this in February of 2018. The first thing that we've done is validated problem statement. We work with institutes, blind institutes, orientation mobility trainers that have worked with fellow blind and visually impaired people to get an understanding of how they live, to overall understand how they move, how they live their lives. And then we've compared it to some of our competitors. There are smart canes, there are other solutions in the market. And so we've done a search on what are the shortcomings, where else can we improve, what else can we do. We've also conducted and surveyed users to completely understand what are the requirements. And we've partnered with a couple of blind institutes to make sure that we have that constant feedback. We've created multiple prototypes and have finally come up with a design that I previously showed you. And I'm proud to announce that we've received a letter of intent for 500 units, provided that we get through with the production process and the operating processes, which will not only break even, but also put us in the region of profitability. Our next path from here is pretty direct. We have a clear goal of creating the minimum viable product and fulfilling the order that we've received, after which we'd like to gather real-time feedback from the users and continuously review and revise the product that we've provided them with. And then fine-tune those, get into mass manufacturing so that we could get into more hands. I'd like to conclude by saying that we're in the 21st century where everything is smart, including trash cans. And yet, we haven't seen a solution that is decent enough to help people who are challenged due to vision loss. And so, we at Sahai believe that we can provide the latest technology to provide our users with a device that helps them lead an active, independent, and more importantly, a safe life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will now open up the floor for questions. Our first question to you is always, what can we as a community do for you?
Absolutely, thank you so much. The one thing that I'm looking is for experienced individuals within the wearables industry that have gone through the life cycle of developing a product from the design and through the operating process until they get out into the market, so that we can get the feedback from them and see what the process that we are following along to make sure that we're going in the right direction. In other words, we're looking for mentors that have gone through this path.
Okay, if you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring in the microphone.
My question is this: I suffer from keratoconus, and it's a blurred vision type of issue. And at night, I have a lot of issues with glaring from automobiles and things of that nature. My issue is not identifying that there's an object in front of me, but what that object is. So sometimes, if I'm driving, I may see something in the road. It could be a fire hydrant or something like that, and I'm thinking it's someone sitting on the side of the road. I've noticed that there are night vision glasses that you can use, and I've used those, and those have not been affected. Does this product that you have not only identify that it's an object, but tell you what type of object that is?
To answer your question, yes, it does. But our target market isn't people with corrective vision. And what I mean by corrective vision is through lenses or through glasses. It's for somebody with irreparable vision. So that would be age-related macular degeneration, or people suffering from severe cataract or retinal glaucoma, to put it simple, right? Or blind and vision impaired themselves. Essentially, yes, the glasses could recognize objects and let the user know what it is and how far that is, but that's essentially not the use case we're looking at. Does that answer the question that you're looking at?
A great presentation. My question is about the hardware itself. Are you designing the glasses from the ground up, or are you partnering with an existing product and applying your modules on top of that?
Great question. So as far as the work-like prototype is concerned, we purchased a couple of $10 glasses, and we put together the wires and make sure it worked. But as far as the final product is concerned, for at least initially, we'd like to produce the glasses themselves, because the sensors are going to be embedded into the glasses. And partnering without a market test is going to be hard. And so initially, yes, we're going to design it ourselves.
Sorry, kind of follow up on that. Are these smart glasses, or are they just glasses with the modules built on top?
They are a set of smart glasses, yes.
Great presentation. I really like the way you put it together. What has been your, as far as the different demographics, as far as the different age groups, what's been the response from, I mean, for instance, I have an 83-year-old mother who's blind primarily, and I just would like to know what's been the response from different demographics and how that, what your results have been from that.
Okay. So when we first started off, we started off as a smart cane, a modular device that attaches to the existing cane. And we've tested it out with 7 users at the American Foundation for the Blind for 3 months. Now that's a short amount of time with limited amount of people. But some of the tests that we've received was a lot of uncertainty with the way they position the canes and the way they use it. And that's the reason why we pivoted towards smart glasses, is because the position is pretty much fixed. Looking at the average height is 4.5 feet to anywhere between 6.5 feet. And considering that range, it pretty much covers a wide range of angles that we're providing that sense of objects and sense of surroundings within a 4 feet width radius. So to answer your question, as far as demographics are concerned, we primarily tested it with individuals within the age range of 25 to 40 years.
My family's worked with or done a lot with dialysis like this for the blind for literally almost a century. So, and my grandmother has macular degeneration. My great grandmother had it too, to where she was basically blind. So this is awesome. I really love what you're doing. So aside from just somebody who has done, taking this through the product cycle and all that kind of stuff, do you need money?
What businesses don't need money? Right? We all do need money. At this point, I was looking for angels that could provide us with enough money so that we could accelerate the process, so that we can get into the market quicker, learn quicker, and then provide a better, essentially walk through the cycle quicker. But we are a little hesitant on bringing on investors, primarily because that brings in a lot of liability at a startup stage. So if there are angels on the crowd and who don't want to identify themselves, please feel free to just say, hey, I have the money and I don't mind passing it over to you.
Very good job.
Thank you.
What is your background? And I guess you have a team, and who is your team? Can you talk more about that?
Sure, absolutely. My background, I've got my bachelor's from UTD in information technology. I've taken a couple of courses in programming, which helped me to start off with coding the prototype and getting the team together. And then I worked for a couple of years as a product designer and also as a direct salesman, which provided me with that opportunity to meet a lot of people and talk to them, get a sense of what the requirements are. And then currently I'm a full-time student back at UTD in supply chain management to get a better understanding of the operations process, manufacturing procedures. So yeah, that is my background. And we do have a team, 3 software engineers, 2 electrical engineers, one freelance product designer.
And just a follow-up.
Sure.
Did you say before what prompted you to get into this?
I'm sorry?
Did you say before what prompted you to get into this?
All right. And like I said, having been a volunteer at blind schools, it initially started off because my dad was a huge believer in social enterprises, and he himself was a serial entrepreneur back in India. And when I was in 6th, he persisted me on going. He forced me into volunteering, and so that initially, I was a little. Didn't want to get into that side. I was more into the software spectrum, entertainment, gaming, and all that. And then as I started, when I came here for my bachelor's, I was volunteering at the institutes. I started to realize not only is there an opportunity, but more importantly, there is a need. And so a product could be a gain provider, it could be a pain reliever. I'd much rather be in the pain reliever side, which is why we decided to go in this direction. Yes.
So you mentioned UTD. Have you talked with they have a fund and they have a pitch called the Big Idea Competition?
Yes.
And this ought to be in that mix.
Actually, we presented at the Big Idea Competition last year, 2018, and we were placed third, and we won the UT Design Startup Challenge. That has provided us with a group of engineers working on this.
I had a high school basketball game I had to go to. I couldn't.
So, yeah.
Yeah, good deal.
We have time for one more question. We'll make time for 2.
My quick question, again, very nice pitch. As far as getting the product to the market, are you intending to go direct to consumer, or are you partnering with different organizations or doctors' offices, or how does this get to the end user?
Great question. And the distribution channel and the way our customers get the product into their hands is through B2B. And primarily that's focusing on 3 different channels, which would be first the blind institutions themselves, such as American Foundation for the Blind. We're currently in talks with National Federation for the Blind because they are the largest institute in the US. Primarily because it serves a lot of credibility. We can save a lot on marketing, and also provides us with a lead time, because when you're getting into B2C, you got to make sure your operations are pretty streamlined. And because we don't have that, this increases the lead time because we get a batch order. And second channel is through insurance agents. So American Association for Retired People is one of them, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and that's primarily for the data, to gather data and get information on the target market. And the third is through ophthalmologists, which I think is a tough deal. You don't want to deal with doctors. No offense to the doctors.
Okay, we have one last question.
Can you tell us what Sahai means?
Absolutely, that is a common question that we get. Sahai in Sanskrit and most other Indian languages means to assist or to help. And we thought it would be a good fit to what we were doing, hence the name.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you to the team who puts 1 Million Cups together. I want to invite Trent up on stage, who has a couple of announcements for Capital Factory. We'll clap for him too.
Hey everyone, I don't know if you guys have been in the Dallas community long enough, but does everybody here know Dave Cobbs? Yes, so Dave is actually the founder and CEO of Burning Space, and he exited in 2017. And he is also the co-founder and CEO of Hypergiant Sensory Science. And he's actually in our accelerator program, and tomorrow night is Founder Stories with Dave Cobbs. So if you guys are interested in AI, anything where machine learning, that is his industry, and you guys are welcome to come. The event is free and it's here at 5:30. Thanks.
Thank you, Trent. I also want to announce that we are looking for more members to join our team. So if you're interested in volunteering to help out with 1 Million Cups, we'd love to have you. You can come up to any one of us to find out more information about that. Thanks again for coming out. I also want to remind you that since I know all of you downloaded our app and you may have feedback, no you didn't, no man. So for those of you who did download our app, now's the time to go give presenters feedback, give us feedback, or anything you want to say, and then also get the updates for all of the companies who will be pitching throughout the rest of the year. So thank you all for coming back. We'll see you next week.